What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're finally back. Wildcard Weekend Special. I'm joined, as always, by Cody, Nate, and Zach. And we got a special guest star for the video. We got Eric on. Also known as Jones. It's been a long time coming. We're happy to have you on. We're going to break down all 6 games. We're going to do sides and totals since we have a limited slate this week. We're going to do some props, and we'll do an anytime touchdown parlay at the end. Let's get right into it. Real quick, to recap the season. I took it at home with 152, correct? Cody had 149, Nate 140, and Zach 138, correct? Locks were good across the board, 14-4 for me, Cody 13-5, Nate 10-8, and Zach 10-7-1.
What was that push?
Jets Giants.
Of course you would remember that.
Jets Giants, but
yo, what a
3. The number was 3.
Yeah. All right. So first up, Saturday, 4:30 p.m. We got the Cleveland Browns going into Houston to take on the surprise team of the playoffs, Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud. The line is currently 2.5. Cleveland's favored. The total is 44.5. I'll start. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with the Cleveland Browns. I don't love this game. It's actually really difficult in my opinion. I've been on C.J. Stroud all year. I was dead wrong about him in the beginning of the year. I thought Bryce Young was like, oh, that's probably the right pick, but I was clearly wrong. I love the Browns in this spot, though. The defense, traveling on the road. I think C.J. Stroud in his first playoff game, I think that's a tough front to go against in your first ever playoff start. And if Joe Flacco can just not turn the ball over, I think the Browns will do enough.
He's a veteran, dude.
And I'll take the Browns, and I'll take the over. I think there'll be points in this game. As good as the Browns' defense has been, they've been susceptible in the back end at times. I think there'll be points. I'll take the over 44.5.
I'm going to agree with the CVA here. I'm going to go with the Browns. I love the Browns. I love their defense. Flacco and Njoku got the Brady and Gronk thing going. I think they're rolling, and Stroud's been great all season. I just think this defense is too much for him. He's a rookie. He's got to prove himself. He's been doing it all season, but this is a top 2 defense in the league.
This might be where to tank Dell absence. So.
And I'm taking the under, too. I think it's going to be like a 21-7 game. So, yeah, I love the Browns here.
Yeah, I'm actually going to switch it up here. I'm going to go a little against the grain. I'm going to take the 2.5 points and take the Houston Texans for sure. A big part of the Browns' success is the wind tunnel that is the Cleveland Stadium, and I think being away from that will really change how the defense performs. For the total, I think that I'm actually going to take the over. The Texans-Colts game came in at 42 points, and I expect this game to play much similarly to that. And if Goodson catches that ball, we're definitely getting over that 44.5 total in that game. So with the Browns offense being a little better than the Colts, I'm going to take the over in this game as well.
I'm going to take the Texans plus 2.5.
Split border.
fuck the AFC North, right?
Cody,
Yeah, no. I'm taking the Texans
Browns
because
Super Bowl pick.
Who? Yeah, I'm taking what?
No, go. Sorry.
Oh, sorry,
Sorry, dude.
He was saying he's
I'm
taking
taking
the
the
Browns.
Texans because honestly, the year C.J. Stroud has had. If he didn't miss those 2 games, you're looking at a rookie leading the NFL in passing yards for the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's been that good. The Browns' defense is a very tough challenge, but as is, I believe, the Texans' defense.
Yeah, no more Tank Dell, too. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know he's not there, but Joe Flacco, I anticipate come down to Stroud versus Flacco with who turns the ball over less, and I'm going to say Flacco is going to give a couple more turnovers to the Texans and help them set them up at home.
Yeah.
Total?
Oh, I like the under.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, Jones said high scoring game, but honestly,
Yeah,
I got like 13.
I think
I got like 13.
we're split even 2 Texans and 2 overs, 2 unders.
So I'm gonna freaking break the ice, right?
You're that guy.
Man. I'm gonna be riding with Jones and Nate Dogg. I'm taking the Texans with the points plus 2.5.
It's like all season.
The Browns have been susceptible on defense as of late, and I think Joe Flacco, who's a 40-year-old man, is gonna make a lot more mistakes than C.J. Stroud, the rookie who has looked very superb in his rookie outings. He's looked great, and I think the Texans get their first playoff win at home in a very long time.
Joe Flacco could be the father to most of these players.
Exactly.
It could be.
And I think he gets home to his kids very early this year.
I think he said something like that. He
He
said
did,
if he
yeah.
slipped
No,
up.
he
if
did,
he slipped
yeah.
up.
Total, Cody? 44.5?
I like the over 44.5 in this
Okay.
game. I think it's like a high-scoring game, honestly.
So the Texans and the over win the set here.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, next up, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Chiefs. This is a Peacock exclusive, which I despise. I think it's so stupid that they're moving.
Goodell did it on purpose.
Yeah. The line is Chiefs -4 at Arrowhead. Or sorry, is it GEHA Field?
Jihad, yes.
Yeah.
Jihad Field.
Okay. The total is, again, also 44.5. Cody, I'll start on that end of the table. Who do you got? Dolphins, Chiefs.
I want to talk about this total before anything. I love the under here. It's going to be 0 degrees. It's going to feel like negative 11 or something. It was something ridiculous. Very windy in Arrowhead. Jihad, my bad. Just going to be very disgusting weather. I don't think Tua is going to be able to move around. He's probably going to be stiff as a board like usual. Even when it's hot, he's still stiff. I think the Chiefs minus the 4 is the play here. I think the under is the play. I think even though the Chiefs receivers can't really catch the ball, I think Kelsey and Pacheco and all those running backs, Edwards-Helaire, McKinnon, I think they can help Mahomes get this done at home. And I think the Chiefs defense comes up big. Maybe sprinkle defensive touchdown, maybe.
I was thinking that. I was just on Chris Watts.
I really like that. I don't know.
Rice.
I could see Tua making a lot of mistakes in this game more than, and I think it's going to come down to that. It's going to be Mahomes versus Tua, who makes more mistakes. Give me Tua to make more mistakes. So I'll take the Chiefs.
I like that.
I'll start by saying I agree with Cody with the weather. I think this game is going under. With that said, I'm taking the Dolphins +4 because at Dolphins, they're missing a lot of key guys at linebacker: Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Xavier Howard. I believe is out for the game as well.
Yeah, he's out.
They're hurt on defense, but I don't trust simply Kansas City's offense to take advantage of all those opportunities with the way they've been playing. So I definitely think it'll be on the low-scoring side of things. Tua probably struggled with the weather. Is Waddle playing today?
Yeah, I
Is
was
he
going
back?
to ask that too.
He's questionable.
Yeah, but regardless, yeah. Close, low-scoring game. So I go Miami +4.
Tyreek Hill's getting like 20 targets.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm also riding the Chiefs -4. I don't agree with them on the total. I'm going to take the over on this one. And I think that the Dolphins, we kind of got robbed of a game that could have told us a lot about the Dolphins had the Bills been playing for their playoff lives. Mm-hmm. So I don't look at that game with as much importance as maybe other people, just because I think the Bills maybe didn't care too much about the seeding and might have been a little laxed. So you factor that in. They didn't really play with the Bills last week. And then with the Chiefs, I think that the biggest problem that they've had is that Nagy has been calling plays all year. I think that that's been really underspoken about. And now that it's the playoffs, I think Reid will take a lot more control of the offense. And I like Andy Reid to win at home in the wild card round.
Yeah, the Chiefs right now, they're kind of struggling the last couple weeks of the regular season. Can't really find an identity. They don't really have receivers. The Dolphins, Tua is just, he's a problem. Like, I just don't think he's meant for these big moments. Like, going to play Kansas City, I just don't think he's meant to throw like 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. I just don't think that's a Tua performance. I'm going to go with the Chiefs here, -4. I'm going to go with the over, too. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Tyreek's going to catch a touchdown, probably 100 yards. Total's going to be up there, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs here.
I like the Chiefs in this game -4. It was another split board. No, you were lone wolf. Yeah.
Lone Wolf,
Yeah,
right?
Lone Wolf, you were by yourself in the Dolphins. So I'm going to make it 4 against 1 here on the Chiefs -4. I also like the under. I think the cold weather is going to be a big factor in this game. In the last 20 years, you're going to like this, Cody. Under 50 degrees, the Dolphins are 15-42 straight up.
Under 15?
Under
50.
50.
50, okay.
So that's, and this is negative or 0, whatever.
That's a lot.
And they're 2-12 straight up last 14 as a road dog. I love the Chiefs in the money line parlay, and I like them -4. I've been saying it all year. I know it's never really transpired yet, but the Chiefs will figure it out. I think this is the week. I mean, it has to be. It's win or go home. I think they can expose, like you listed the laundry list of injuries for the Dolphins right now. Phillips and Chubb are key guys in this defense. I can just picture in my head Tua's freezing cold face down like 21-3.
Yeah.
see it.
So
Yeah.
I will take the Chiefs -4 and the under.
I might like an alternate spread in that game, honestly.
There's a chance at the end of the year, in 3 years, you're going to ask, like, how many times did we have the chance to take Mahomes and Reid at home for less than a touchdown?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Next up, we move to the Sunday slate. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who got into the playoffs somehow. The Seahawks didn't. At the Buffalo
Scrap.
Bills, the Steelers are +10 without TJ Watt in Buffalo. Total is the lowest of the weekend at 36.5. I'll open up this one. I'm going to reluctantly take the points with the Steelers. The Bills have not shown the ability to blow anybody out. I was on them last week, obviously, in that big game against the Dolphins. But in this spot, I think 10 points on the road. Mike Tomlin will have these guys. I think it'll just be an ugly game. I think it'll be scrappy. That's why I'm also going under 36.5. The Bills I don't think the Bills will go up and down the field on this defense. I really don't. With or without TJ Watt. I think it's going to be a grinded out game that the Bills will win. But I think 10 points is just way too many points for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on that same path. 10 is a lot of points. I still think the Bills can cover this, though. I don't think the Steelers are a legit playoff team, and the Bills are hot right now. So I'm going to lay the 10, fade CVA, because right now we're 2-2 in picks, so we got to fade that. I'm going to go with the Bills here. Josh Allen, he's heating up right now. He's going to own the Steelers. He's going to own them. They're going to win by more than 10. Let's go. Let's go, Bills. The total, what's the total again? 36.5.
Yeah.
That I'm going to go under with. I'm going to go
You're
under
really
with
threading the
that.
needle. You're saying
Yeah.
minus 10.
I don't think the Steelers are going to score a lot of points at all.
That's fair.
No, not at all.
I got a good stat for you, Zach, when it gets to me.
Give me
Okay.
it, please.
Yeah.
Lay it down.
You had what? You had the under?
Under and Bills
Yeah.
minus 10.
Yeah, no, I have the same thing. It's the classic, the favorite and the under.
Yeah.
So the reason for me having the Bills, I would say they've been playing playoff football for, I don't even remember how, it feels like 2 months.
They're 6-6, right?
Yeah, so they've been having to grind these games out. They know what they have to do against the Steelers. And on the Steelers side, I think that, betting on Mason Rudolph in the
That's what
playoffs
I
may
mean.
be against all major religions. And I don't know. I don't think that I can do it.
It's tough.
So I'm going to also take the under for those same reasons. I just don't know if the Steelers can get to a point total that will let that game go over. And I don't see the Bills putting up enough to do it by themselves.
3 unders, 2 Bills. Nate, I'm assuming you're going Pittsburgh.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, boys. Everyone knows in football, in the playoffs, all you need is a couple things. You need to play good defense.
And TJ
You need to
Watt.
run the ball effectively. And you need a quarterback who is not a superstar, but manages the game and don't turn the ball over.
That's the ideal.
The Steelers have all these things going for them. Yes, ideally, Buffalo, that's not the team I wanted to draw. That's probably the team I'd want to face the least in the AFC. But TJ Watt, I believe the Steelers can keep it close, scrap it out, stay around. Gabe Davis ain't going 90 yards to the house this game. That's for sure. Happened last time they played in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I think Rudolph has played decent enough to this point to show that this game can be close. I'm not gonna say Steelers win this game, but I definitely think they'll keep it close. Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, what's the stat?
That's
What's
so-
the stat?
So he's played 3 games. Well, 3 started 3 games, played 3 games, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He is second in the NFL in touchdown passes over 70 plus yards with 3.
That's George.
Tua
Pickens.
is the league leader with 4. And we
Wow.
all know his offense. And Rudolph and
It's interesting.
George Pickens 70-yard touchdown on the slam. Who knows?
I don't know.
And
if
you like
that, I don't know if
the-
that stat's gonna
Oh,
do it for
Yeah,
me,
you like the
Dugans.
under or over?
I'm gonna say the over. I think on both ends, a little more chunk plays happen than people will think.
I think if Steelers win or cover that, it goes over. So if I was on Steelers plus 10,
Over.
I'd take the over too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Bills with the boys here with Eric and Zach. I'm gonna take a minus 10, and I also like the trend where if you see a team that has a double-digit favorite, you also hammer the under. It's gonna be cold in Buffalo. It's gonna be. I think it could be a good game in the beginning, but I think Buffalo finds a way to extend this lead to more than 10 points at some point. And by the fourth quarter, I think this could be a 10 to 14 point game, maybe a push, maybe they cover, but I'll take the Bills minus 10. And the under.
If Mason Rudolph wins this game, is he a starter next season for somebody?
Yeah.
I saw you picked him up in Superflex. Hoping that's the case.
I was thinking that. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's an
He might
interesting.
be.
I will say though, regardless of how Rudolph plays, if they lose, whatever, if he doesn't throw, as long as he's not throwing picks and looks shaky, I think he's earned the right to be the starter next year.
I feel like that
Or
could turn into
job.
a game where he gets
Give
into
up
a
on Kenny
situation where he
Pickett.
needs to extend the field.
And
so turnovers could happen in that game.
Yeah.
And they're what are they, 1-11 without TJ Watt?
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
Next up, Green Bay Packers, the team that stuck into the playoffs at with the 7th seed, going to Cody's Dallas Cowboys, the number 2 seed in the NFC. The spread is 7.5 in Dallas, where the Cowboys have been way better. The total is a pretty high one, 50.5. I'll start with a resident Cowboys fan, Cody.
Yeah.
Where you going?
I just want to say this game, the Packers is one of the one teams in the NFC that I did not want to see first round. It's unfortunate because I actually, this total 50.5, I think it goes very much over. I think this could be like a 35-34 game, 34-31. This could be a very high scoring game. I just think it's two poverty defenses at the end of the day. It's one day they're good, one day they're bad. You got the Lions going down the field in less than a minute, no timeouts on this Cowboys defense. Jordan Love has shown that he can put this ball. He can extend it down the field. I don't know if Watson's playing.
I think
I'm not sure. He's been questionable. He hasn't been playing.
He's
but
been questionable.
if he plays, that's even more of a reason to take the Packers. But I'm going to take the Dallas -7.5 and the over as well. I just see this being a very high-scoring game. But I think Dak and the boys and CD get it done.
Yeah, I'm going to start by discussing the over with this game, and I think this game is going over. Dak leading the NFL in touchdowns, just like the way their offense has been playing in general. And then on the other side of things, like honestly, I was kind of surprised. Like midway through the year, I didn't like pay attention to what Jordan Love was actually doing numbers wise. But then I'm like, dude has 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I'm like, damn, all right,
Yeah, he's good.
playing really good. And their receivers, the young receivers, are clicking. They got Musgraves back.
Wicks has been good, too.
Wicks has been good. Jaden Reed, Dobbs, Watson when he's been playing. But yeah, so I definitely think this game is going over. And because I think all these points are going to be scored in this game, I think the Packers will keep it close to cover. Who knows who's going to win? I mean, like Dallas should win the game, but we all know what happens to them in the playoffs, and something always happens. But will it happen? We don't know. But the over for sure, and I expect a high-scoring, close game.
Yeah, I am with the over for sure. As you guys kept talking more and more, I kind of started to smell like the cheese with it, that it might be the trap. But honestly, I think Joe Barry, the script is out on him. He's been there a couple seasons now, and each year it's the same story. Get lit up by someone in the playoffs, and if anyone's going to do it, Dak's playing just as good as football as anyone.
Yeah.
So it won't be Kevin King out there, but it'll be someone else. And I think that the Cowboys will definitely score a lot and let that game go over. LaFleur will have a great game plan. The Cowboys defense has played good at home, and I think that's the real story is LaFleur and Love versus the Cowboys defense and Dan Quinn. But I'm still going to take the Cowboys -7.5 as well as the over. I think exactly with Cody there and split with Nate. And, another Cowboys for sure.
Nate Dogg, your Packers, you
Do
said?
you guys think Kevin King works?
Oh, no,
out
yeah,
with
he said
Cumberland?
Packers.
Yeah.
3 on the
Five,
over.
maybe?
3 on the
Kevin
over.
King.
2 on the
He might
over.
actually be working at a gas station.
What about
Yeah,
Jair?
no, I know.
Jair.
I had to shout him out, kind of,
Is
yeah.
Jair going to lock up
Joe Barry
CD?
should probably be with him.
Yeah, might not play.
He might not
I think
play.
he's supposed to
I mean,
play.
He hasn't been playing
he's
at all.
definitely playing, dude.
I mean, I would hope so, but he didn't play last week.
Yeah.
Yo, he's not playing over what? Calling the wrong coin toss? That's why they're not
Yeah.
playing?
Yeah, it's kind of like the straw on the camel's back. They've
Yeah.
kind of had it with him.
Yeah, I've seen Dak in so many spots in the playoffs just choke. And I want to see the Cowboys rout the Packers. Like, I honestly do. I want to see it happen.
Vikings.
I'm going to have to go with that same feeling of Dak just... It doesn't matter how good that Cowboys team looks. Like, he's going to blow it somehow. As harsh as that sounds, I'm going to go with the Packers +7.5.
Shout out Conboy.
Dak's going to throw at least a pick. That's over half. I
He's
feel
only
like
got 9 this year.
I
He's
feel like-
been-
He said
he's actually not that bad.
wasn't going to have 10.
He wasn't going
I
to
don't know.
get
I want to see like a masterclass Dak performance. I just don't think it's going to happen.
You know,
I'm gonna-
CD's got 9 straight games with a touchdown,
yeah, no,
too. It's
CD's
another
been
crazy stat.
ridiculous. He's
That's
wide
9
receiver
straight
1.
games.
Wide receiver 1.
So you're going Packers.
Yeah. with all that being said,
Packers
the
are
total.
you sweeping the overs with them?
I mean, the over is so fishy. It's like 51.
so
All we need
tough.
is 34-17.
I feel like. Yeah, I'm gonna stay
I
with
think
the. I'm gonna stay with the
definitely
over
scores.
Yeah, he could.
because
He's a
the
beast.
Packers are gonna cover, but I agree it's gonna be a shootout. I think I like it.
So mark us down for 5 overs. And I think I
We're
just
right.
can't,
We have to go bet
I
it now.
can't,
Might have to bet it,
can't
yeah.
take the under this game. I will be on the Packers +7.5 as well. If you watch any episode of the show, I've been singing Jordan Love's praises all year long. I know in the beginning of the year he was pretty he was struggling, but since the back half of the season he's looked great. Ever since really that Thanksgiving game against the Lions, he's looked very sharp. Obviously, the big concern here is the Cowboys being at home. And as Jones said, the defense and how their numbers at home obviously significantly better. But I still think that hook is where it's like
The
7.5
hook, man.
is
It's
that's
always
a
the-
lot of points. I
the
think
hook,
that
man.
the Packers have. I mean, they just beat the Bears team.
It's
Like
playoff
they ran
football,
all
man.
over the
I
Chicago
don't know.
Bears, and the Bears the past 7 weeks are nothing to. Their defense has been legit. They were missing a corner or two, but they ran the ball. Aaron Jones looked good. If he can now stay healthy,
He's tough.
that
You
gives
can't
him a
rely on
little.
him.
Yeah, that's true. But it'll give him a little bit of a different dynamic. And I just think 7.5 is just a brutal number. I'm gonna take the Packers. I think the Cowboys win by 3-6, and I think we get a Packers cover.
I mean, I always feel like in these Cowboys games, I always feel like I'm shaking until the end. So
I hope they
I can
rout
see it
them.
being 7-0. Like,
I just feel like the last two Cowboys-Packers games were field goals. I don't know. I know it's
I mean,
very
they were,
different now. But
we also remember what happened last
The
time.
way I
the
like to
Cowboys
think
played
about
in
it
the
is,
playoffs.
what number do you think the Cowboys can what's their mean projection? What do we think they get to? Because if they get to 28, then they're covering at 17.
Right.
They're covering at 20,
Yeah.
and it's
They just
the
love
it's the
throwing the
Cowboys defense at home.
Yeah, that
So if
pass
you
rush.
like Cowboys to get to 28 and you think the defense will play well, I think it's definitely the hook is the
I
hook.
think the Packers.
It's an
can score.
interesting game.
I truly think this can be 31-28.
Yeah.
Just because I
think it's
said
gonna
it,
be
just because I
close.
said it, correct score. You might want to sprinkle it 28-17, 28-20.
Yes,
I
sir.
said it, so we might as well sprinkle
Yes, sir.
28
2017.
and 28-20. Yeah,
I love it.
probably make money if you bet
Probably.
both.
All right, Sunday Night Football, in my opinion, probably the game of the weekend, or at least the game I'm looking forward to the most. Obviously, the storylines galore here with the two quarterbacks facing their former teams, and more importantly, Stafford playing the Lions. Probably more importantly, actually, for Goff, because they
Goof.
kicked him to the curb while Stafford just kind of left. But I will open, and I will take the Rams +3. I think the Rams are a sneaky, dangerous team to make a run to NFC Championship game, maybe even the Super Bowl. I think it's the only team in the NFC that, well, maybe the Cowboys too, but I think to knock off the Niners, early in the season they played them. We just talked about this. It was 30-23. I just think the Rams have the formula to maybe challenge the Niners. So I definitely like them in this game, but it's weird because I also could see them being one and done. It's very weird with the Rams. But I trust Stafford more than any other quarterback in the NFC playoffs. He has the experience. He's tough as nails. I like the Rams +3, but I do think there'll be a lot of points indoors. I'll take the over 51.5. Also look for a lot of, I know we'll get the props, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, but no Sam Laporta. I think it'll really open up. His stuff is actually kind of low.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are going to be on the over here, and that's going to be Lions bettors because you think a lion route. I feel like that's the thought process there. I'm going to go.
Lions defense.
I don't know. I just feel like
Poverty.
yeah. If you think the Lions are going to win, I feel like that's just the plays the over. I'm going to go with the Rams here. I'm going to go under as well. The Lions are a great team. They've been playing well all season, but I love the Rams' weapons here. Like Cup's fine, right? I haven't really looked at anything. with him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Cup and Puka,
He also rested
they're two
them.
electric players. I know Amon-Ra obviously is solid,
Kyron.
but like you said, the Lions' defense is poverty.
Kyron's like top 5 in rushing.
You got
He's
Aaron
still
Donald,
playing.
the
He's the
fucking
top
bear.
running back in the league.
You got the bear in the middle. I mean, yeah, I like the Rams in the spot +3 and the under 51.5.
I think it's
Yeah.
a tough game.
It's a crazy low line for a 3v6 seed, and I think the reason for that is, I mean, Sean McVay probably knows more about Jared Goff than anyone on the planet. He's been been so under the hood with that guy. And I think on the other hand, though, people haven't really talked about what it also means for Stafford. Like, people talk about the emotion
Yeah,
for
this is a
Goff
good
going up against his old coach, but also Stafford back at home, where he played for so long. The Rams special team is really, really, really bad that I kind of have to mention that as well. And like I said, I think that number is just a little too low for the 3 seed at home. So I think I'm going to take Lions -3. And I'm going to stay the same way where I'm going to go the under, honestly, where I'm taking the favorite and the under. I think, honestly, a special team score might change that, but if not, I'll ride the under there.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how matchups play out? Like, look at this game, huh?
Yeah.
there
We
you
could
go.
have Joe Flacco versus the Ravens. in
That
division,
too.
That'd be nuts.
Depending on how things shake out.
As Jones was saying, you got Goff going against Stafford. You got Stafford going against Goff. Two very electric offenses going at it here. Sam Laporta is gone, but as much as this game for the total screams like everyone wants to think over. You have all these receivers, Amon-Ra, Puka, and Cooper Kupp. I'm gonna say this game goes under. Maybe hits like I hit 48, 49 or something. Like I don't think it misses by much, but I'll take the under in the game. As for the winner, I'll take the Rams +3. Before we started, Cody was telling me he's like Stafford's a competitor. Like, you think he's gonna go into Detroit and lose that game in front of those fans?
Bro. 10 years.
Yeah, not on his watch if Detroit doesn't win that game, especially Detroit not fully healthy with Laporta. Yeah.
I agree with Nate Dogg and the rest of you, some of you. I really like the Rams here. This is actually my favorite. I'm just looking at the lines today. Like now, this is my favorite one of the week. +3.
Is this
Rams.
an ATM play?
I mean, I would call it that. Those were
That's
undefeated.
an ATM.
Undefeated,
Those are
but-
ridiculous.
You know what?
Yo,
Fuck
you
it,
should have
yeah.
kept the record for the ATM.
They're like
play.
4 or 5-0. I
Yeah.
think.
Nah, this is an ATM play. Rams +3.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I don't know if you guys watch a lot of Lions games, but this dude Sam Laporta bails Goff out so much, man. He just gets him out of so many shitty situations where he's about to take a sack, he's about to throw in a complete. He's a safety blanket, man. Having him out is gonna be so brutal. They're gonna rely heavily on Amon-Ra St. Brown. The guy's great, but one guy can't take the whole fucking team. It's football. It's a team game. You can't take the whole team on your
Do
back.
they have like a scrappy backup tight end?
I mean,
No.
I know of.
The Lions?
Yeah. I don't even know.
I don't even know who the backup is.
Yeah.
It's not Dan O'Shaughnessy anymore, I'm not
I
sure.
think so.
Put it this way, my favorite
Irv
play in
Smith?
this
No, Irv
game is the
Smith's
under. I love the
Smith
under.
is
in
on the
this game.
Bengals or something.
I think
No,
both
I
coaches
don't
have
know.
a great game plan. They come to scheme it up. They're gonna rely heavily on defenses to make this. It's gonna be a
Oh, so
close
you're
game.
going
I
under?
think. I'm going under in the Rams +3. I think it's
Yeah.
in the 40s to the 30s range. Honestly, I
I
really
like
think
it.
the state
Who would
under.
have
So.
thought Lone Wolfing
I
a
love it.
-3 seed at home? It's interesting.
We'll see.
Who would have thought?
Hey, big thing about the under too. Both teams run the
Who,
ball
I am?
really well.
Yeah.
I'm the only
So
one.
They both run the ball.
I know they
really
weren't.
well.
So that could keep
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, you're the only one.
They run the ball
Shocking,
really well.
kinda.
But we're all on the
Yeah.
under? Or?
No, I'm
That's
on
what I
the-
mean,
I'm
bro.
on the
It's
over.
getting over. Yeah.
But that's tough. I don't know. It's a tough game.
Nate makes a good point. They do
The
run the
rat
ball really
takes
well.
the
That could
cheese.
that
Yeah,
could-
both teams are gonna run the ball right now.
The line.
All right. Last game, Monday Night Football, ESPN, Joe Buck and Troy on the call.
Joe Buck.
The Eagles, who have nobody has had a more disappointing
Schmeagles.
end of the season. Maybe a season overall. I know they're in the playoffs, but so you could say Chargers or something. But the Eagles slid all the way down to the 5 seed, obviously losing the division to the Cowboys. They are going to Tampa Bay. Buccaneers, similar spot to last year. With Brady, without Brady, they're still in the playoffs here. Baker has done an incredible job with his team. The Bucs are +3 at home with a total of 43.5. I will start with Cody.
Yeah, so there's a couple narratives in this game. I'm going to give you one straight up, though. This is the Jason Kelsey retirement game. Jason Kelsey, unfortunately, he will be done after this game. He will realize it's time to be a family man. He's got those 2 daughters at home. His brother Travis will take care of the NFL headlines with him and Swift for the next couple of years. Put it this way.
He doesn't have to wear those fucking pit vipers and Batman masks on the sideline anymore. He doesn't have to do that shit.
The Schmeagles, whatever you want to call them, they've been one of the worst teams in the NFL past 5 to 6 weeks. It's been disgusting. I feel bad for anybody who took the Philadelphia Eagles over 10.5 win total.
Oh,
No,
that's
it was over 11.5. It was over 11.5. They took the over.
Yeah.
They had 10 wins like 6 weeks ago, and they literally
That's
only have
miserable.
11 now. But they've been one of the worst teams the past 5 to 6 weeks. There's a lot of injuries. Hurts just dislocated his finger. That's got to be sore. I know Fields missed like 3 weeks from a dislocated finger, so there's no way he's 100% healthy. And then I know A.J. Brown with a knee injury. I'm not sure what's up with him. But I think Baker Mayfield in this spot, +3, I'll take the points with him and the Buccaneers. I think Chris Godwin, Mike Evans are going to be great in this game. Maybe a touchdown for each of them. I don't know. I think the Bucs is the play here, though. And I also like the under 43.5. So +3 and under 43.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm debating the over under. I'm gonna take the. I'll take the over. Take the over in this game. The Eagles, the Eagles have been on a downward spiral the last little month over. Jalen Hurts, dislocated finger, has that going against him as well. But
About that too.
I'm going with Tampa Bay's receivers. I think they'll get going. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. As long as as well as AJ Brown and Dallas Goedert's back, Devonta Smith. I think this game will be decently high scoring enough to cover the over. And as for the game itself, I'm going to go with I like Tampa +3.
I thought you were for sure on the
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the Eagles. Like they can win this game, they can lose this game, but I think it will be close regardless. Baker's been scrappy. They got the home game going for them, and there was a picture of him like practicing. I don't know if you guys saw it. He was like thinking to throw, but
Yeah.
you can see his pocket. He has some zins in his pocket. That boy's dialed.
Locked in.
Can't go against Baker, man. We have to dial like that,
I
bro.
was in Chester for the fucking
Yeah.
backup.
That shit was
at
bad.
52
$2 already and split on the over under.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Bucks -3. I agree with what
Plus.
Cody... Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah,
+3.
misspoke. +3. I agree with what Cody said about how the Eagles have been playing some of the worst football in the league. Had they not got off to such a hot start, they would have been in some real trouble there. And it's kind of funny how it played out where now they're playing a team that barely made the playoffs, had to win last week to get in. And they're only giving 3 points.
Yeah.
So...
It's pretty bad.
You can kind of see why we're on the Bucks. I'm going to take the Bucks as well. I do want to say really quick, I think it's a huge tease opportunity to get the 7-point tease with this game and the Bills. Get that one down to 3 and this one up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my tease of the week. And I am gonna stick with my
Might be my teaser.
I'm gonna stick with my thought process where if I'm gonna take the underdog, I'm gonna go with the under in this total as well. I just don't think that the Eagles' offense is playing well enough to be priced in at that number.
Yeah, I'm on the Bucks here. It seems very easy, so hopefully it is very
I'm
easy.
saying,
bro,
you
but-
can smell it.
Yeah,
Suck,
it
bro.
seems very easy, so hopefully it is very easy. But that's usually not how it works in sports. The Eagles are at the bottom right now, while the Bucks have had to scrap this whole season. They really haven't looked anything special this whole season. But now I think it's the Bucks' time. I think Baker. I like Baker. He's scrappy. He plays with heart. I know everybody does, but you notice it with Baker. Like, he's diving, he's fucking sliding, he's all over the ground. I love the Bucks here, and I also like Mike Evans over his whatever his receiving yards are. I like that. The total 43.5. I like the over here. I think the Bucks are going to score 20 plus points, and the Eagles will get their points. But I like the over here, 43.5.
I don't think it's a square play. I like the Bucks as well, so that's 5 or 5 on the Bucks. I don't think it's a square play though, because I don't feel good about it. I don't go and think it's easy. I don't think it's trappy really. I know like the Eagles obviously are like the team expected to be here. The Bucks obviously not, but I don't think it's a square just for that reason alone. Baker Mayfield has been an under machine though, as in terms of total since the start of last year. He's 18-9 to the under. And I think this spot, I just don't see that the Eagles have all kinds of issues. I mean, all 4 you already mentioned the Eagles' problems. And Tampa Bay just put up 9 points in a must-win game.
And gave up 0.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. And more to my point with the under. And not to, take a shot. Panthers' defense has been one of the few bright spots of that team, so I'm not saying it's like don't take too much away from that. But I think these teams play each other early in the year. They're much different now. I'll take the Bucks plus 3. I think this will be a gritty Baker Mayfield win outright.
We all did that, right?
Yeah.
Bucks for 3.
Yeah.
Baker needs it, man. His playoff one.
Get some props for the weekend. I have a few plays here I like a lot. The first being Tua under. It's about 237 passing yards. Again, this is just fitting my narrative here of the cold weather game. I think this is a terrible spot for the Dolphins. I think Tua is going to struggle. I would look across the board for whatever you like with Dolphins players under. I was thinking about Tyreek Hill. You could parlay that with some of the receivers unders. I like that. I also like Isaiah Pacheco over 64.5 rushing yards in that game. Again, this is going to be a run-heavy game. I love the under, so I'm going to take several unders. I also alluded to it earlier. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 87.5 seems a little low. At home, Jared Goff's main target, Laporta out. I really like that. And Cody, I also wanted to say that the Cowboys are 3-12-1 against the spread since 1997.
What do you mean?
In the playoffs.
In the
Oh,
playoffs
playoff
against the
games?
spread, they're
Yeah,
3-12-1.
that's
I,
nice.
I, I,
3-12-1.
I forgot to say that. And Dak's 1-5 ATS.
Yeah.
Any props?
ATS.
Any props?
All right, I already said mine, the Mike Evans one. You know he's catching a touchdown. He's going over 100. So take his over receiving yards. And then the other one I also like is Puka's receptions. He's going over that. So that's cash that in. He's been good all year. Puka. But it's probably like 5.5 or some shit like that. I don't know.
I'm going to take the Luke Musgrave over on receiving yards and probably receptions too. He's been on the IR a long time. I really trust LaFleur as a play caller, and they've been using Tucker Kraft a lot, but Luke Musgrave can do a lot more in the route tree than Tucker Kraft can, and whether it hasn't been on tape in close to 2 months, I think LaFleur is going to sneak a couple looks to Musgrave's way.
I like it.
Keep it here with the Steelers. Gotta keep the wave going. I'm going with yes. I am taking George Pickens.
I like it, bro. That guy's a dog. I
I
love
had his
George
over last
Pickens,
week at 0 yards.
I am taking George Pickens.
I love George Pickens.
His catches line is 3.5. Like I like him to get 4 catches. His yards
catches.
like 42.5 yards. I love
That's
it.
one
I love
catch.
the overs.
That's one catch.
For any chance in
I
this
thought that
game,
last
the
week.
Steelers have to look at Pickens and actually feed him this game. This years on the line. I think George Pickens blinked last week, didn't get looked at last week. I think they look at him this week.
What happened to Deontay Johnson, my guy?
I know he's a touchdown.
He caught a 7-yard slant last
He
week.
caught a big ass TD last
Scampered to the end zone.
Yeah, I thought it was George. For
I know, but he was
Me
going
too.
crazy the first 2 weeks he was back.
I was like, oh, there's George's 48. Oh,
Another
there's
prop I
Deontay.
like.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams over rushing yards. He's been running the ball like a beast. It's like at 88, whatever. I still like the over. Like
Yeah.
Detroit lines, I don't think they're gonna hold him under 90.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Cowboys game. I actually really like this play. I'm gonna go with. I think there's gonna be a lot of tension surrounding CD. Like since he's been the best receiver the past 5 weeks, it's like 12 catches this week, 13, 14. He's just the best receiver, obviously.
He's ridiculous.
I think Brandon Cooks breaks out. I think he could have 5 to 6 catches. I like all his overs, maybe a touchdown sprinkle. And then in the Eagles game, I'm a big unders guy. I really like the Devonta Smith under receiving yards, whatever that is. I think he could go under in that game as well. Considering if A.J. Brown doesn't play. If A.J. Brown does play, I still kind of like it, but I like it more if A.J. Brown sits. I like Smith's under a lot.
I also had one other, actually, a long shot, more of a long shot one. I like the Chiefs defense anytime. I know it's a touchdown score, but Chiefs defense anytime. Maybe even first touchdown score if you want to get crazy. I think Tua comes out. I don't know. I could see that definitely happening.
Quick 7-0.
Yeah, I can see it. Next up, we got a quick anytime touchdown parlay for you guys. We're going to go, we each selected a game, or I assigned you a game for this. We're going to pick one guy each, and then I'm going to ride it, no matter what. I'm going to throw something on it. We were supposed to have a 6th man for the show today, who unfortunately couldn't make it. Shout out, Trip. But so that Eagles-Bucks game will come up with something at the end. But we'll start Browns-Texans. Cody, anytime touchdown scorer. Who you got?
I like Dalton Schultz plus 220 in the spot. He's a veteran, he's got some nice stone hands.
That is value to start.
Thing, though. It's a good value, very sharp. I think Stroud and him got a great connection. I think Schultz has 5 or 6 TDs on the year already. I think he gets in early and often in this game. Maybe 1, maybe 2. I like Schultz in this game a lot.
Dolphins Chiefs game. Shout out to my boy Chris Achane. I like Achan to score a touchdown.
I forgot he says it. He's at plus 180.
He does say that.
Plus 185. Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll get a good amount of carries, and he's explosive. I think he'll get one in the end zone.
Big play, A-Chain.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got Steelers Bills. I'm gonna go with. I was trying to think of the best way to do this. I think I'm gonna take player on the favorite. So I was thinking it was really between Cook and Diggs, and this is Diggs and Allen's. I don't know how many off the top of my head, but they've had a lot of goes at this now, and I really like Diggs to get into the end zone. So I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs anytime.
Plus 150. That seems pretty
All right.
pretty good, yeah.
What is it? Diggs is
It's on the right side of the zero,
yeah.
right?
value.
It's the plus.
And
not the
I
minus.
got Green Bay and Dallas, which is pretty easy. I mean, CeeDee Lamb anytime. I also like, if you're looking for a little more value, I like a Jake Ferguson touchdown too. But I mean, if I'm betting on somebody to score in that game, it's CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee at minus 150.
Minus 150.
He gets one a week. I like that.
Yeah.
It's getting to McCaffrey levels pretty soon. It's great. All right, I got the Rams and the Lions. And by I picked it. I like Puka at plus 125. It's pretty bunched up. I think Cup's plus. I think he's even, I believe. Kyron's obviously minus like 150 or something. I think Puka, he doesn't have as many touchdowns this year. Like, he doesn't have a crazy amount, but I think this is a good spot. And I think there will be points, and that's the big thing here. So I think, his number one weapon, really. I know Cup's like established and is like his guy, but
he's
like
right there though. For sure.
So I think to get that price for Puka, I think is great value. So I'll take Puka Nacua plus 125.
Oh, I can give one for that one. I feel like we got to go Rashad White.
Yeah,
We'll go Rashad White.
Yeah, I like that.
Eagles linebackers have been the crux all year long. He can do it on the ground or in the
Rashad
air.
White's tough.
Maybe even actually his overs too for.
They won't pick him up till he's 4 yards down the field.
To recap, anytime touchdown, we got Dalton
I'm
Schultz,
probably placing this too.
Devin Achane,
Plus EV.
Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb,
Plus EV.
Puka Nacua, and Rashad White. That's 6. That'll get you a nice bankroll for
It's a lot.
for March Madness. All right, so that's our anytime. And then quickly before we get out of here, any Super Bowl predictions? I'll start. I said Bills over Rams as a bold prediction. I just think the Rams shot in the dark, and then I
Wait, you said Bills? Bills over
I said Bills over Rams. I might change this for the bracket pool,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'm gonna ride that. But I think that would be an interesting matchup. I also think Bills Cowboys could be a spot because I think the Rams could knock off the Niners, and I think the Cowboys could knock off the Rams. That's my thought process.
Yeah, I got a really grimy Super Bowl prediction.
Like
I'm going with the obvious one with the Niners. They're a powerhouse. They're gonna get there.
I know
But I'm going with the Browns here. I think they have a legit shot at winning the Super Bowl this year. Amari Cooper, that's a big hurt. That's tough. But you know what? Their defense, it's defense that wins these big games, and I think they're going to go the distance. Joe Flacco, he's a vet. He's going to get his ring. He's going to retire and bring his ring to his kids.
Browns over Niners.
Yes.
I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
I love
and
it.
I did that in the
He
pool.
might be comeback player of the year if he wins the Super Bowl.
Let's still give it to DeMar.
Nah, you can't.
I
I understand.
I did that in our pool with the football pool we're doing.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Niners over Bills.
was thinking Bills and
I've been I was so against the Bills in the offseason, but I think they're the last team left that's playing good football, and I really think that it might be their year in the AFC, but I do think the Niners would take them out in the Super Bowl, so that would be mine. One more. I do think there's a lot of value. There's some bets. I don't remember which book, but it's a exact total on the seeds that make the Super Bowl, and a lot of the Super Bowls recently have been 1v2 seeds. So whichever matchup you like, but I think there's a lot of value there.
Shit. Y'all know this is an outside shot at the Steelers Cowboys Super Bowl. I told you it's not off the table yet.
That'd be crazy.
America's game.
But
That'd be nuts.
I would say I'm not gonna put any bad energy on my team right here. But if they get by the Steelers, I'm not gonna say they are. I'm not gonna say it. But Bills, Niners Super Bowl, Niners over the Bills. I like what Jones said.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
For me personally, I've been going back and forth in my head. I don't really know, but I would have to say the Cowboys over the Ravens.
Yeah,
That'd be a
Ravens.
fire
Yeah,
match.
Ravens. That's a good one.
Cowboys
I like
over
that.
Ravens for me in the Super Bowl.
And so it'll probably be maybe Steelers and Rams. That'll be the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for Jones for joining us today.
Thank you
We
for
might be
having
back for next week, divisional round. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
But hope you guys enjoy the weekend and ride that anytime.
Yeah, tail that.
Riders.
Tail that.
All right, we'll see you next week.